Hi there, this is Michael. This is my PIDP 3260 professional practice assignment 2, the Instructional Formative Assessment, using the small group instructional feedback. So, formative evaluation. What is formative evaluation? Evaluation is data gathering process to determine the worth or value of the instruction, or its strengths or weaknesses. The identified strengths and weaknesses used to revise the instruction to improve its effectiveness and appeal. Thus, formative evaluation is a judgment of the strengths and weaknesses of instruction and in the developing stage for purposes of revising the instruction or the instructor to improve its or his effectiveness and appeal. The small group instructional feedback process. The instructor and the facilitator arrange for an SGIF or small group instructional feedback. The facilitator, without the instructor, conducts a classroom interview. The instructor and the facilitator have a feedback session to discuss and come up with plans and strategies to enhance the instructional process. And then the instructor meets with the class at the beginning of the next class to discuss how to better meet the needs of the class. What's the purpose? Well, the purpose is to enhance student learning by promoting teacher development, provide meaningful appraisals of teacher performance that encourage professional learning and growth, identify opportunities for additional support where required, and also to provide a measure of accountability to the institution, the public, and the students. The frequency. So, small group instructional feedback is a formative mid-course check-in process for gathering information from students on their learning experience. This process is designed to foster dialogue between the students and the instructor. So, the students know the instructor is interested in doing as good a job he can and to modify his teaching or the instructional materials to better meet the needs of the students. In preparation for small group instructional feedback, the facilitator uses standard questions in the small group instructional feedback interview. At a prearranged time, the students meet with the facilitator and answer the guiding questions and provide feedback as well as suggestions. There are 3 guiding questions for the facilitator. What does Mr. Filgner do? That would be me. That helps you learn. What could Mr. Filgner do to help you learn even more? What suggestions do you have to make this class more useful to you? Benefits to the students and the instructor. It increases communication between the students and the instructor. It heightens awareness of the student's concern. The instructor receives concrete information and personal support from a colleague. The student-generated suggestions can improve the teaching and learning within the course. Analysis and acting on the feedback. The facilitator will help synthesize student feedback. The original student feedback is destroyed. Within a few days of the classroom interview, the instructor and the SGIF facilitator will meet at a follow-up feedback session to review the student's feedback and discuss possible strategies for responding to the feedback. When the instructor returns to class, they will spend the first 5 to 10 minutes discussing and responding to feedback and outline possible changes or adaptations that I would make or consider. Why am I using this method? I think this is probably the most important question of all. The reason I'm using this method is I am not in the classroom yet. And as I really have at the core the desire to be a good instructor, I feel that the other types of instructional feedback that I looked at, the student questionnaire, the self-assessment, the videotaping of a lesson and then reviewing it, are all good tools, but I feel that at this particular time, it's probably in my best interest and in the class's best interest, as well as the institution's, to have an independent third party communicate directly with the main stakeholder, which is really the students in the class. I don't want to get to the end of the course, do a summative assessment, which would basically be a postmortem of the course. In my view, a postmortem or summative assessment is too late, and there doesn't allow time to course correct or alter either my teaching method or the curriculum to best suit the needs of the students as a whole. Here are my references. I think one of the most powerful ones that I came across was UBC Professional Development Small Instructional Group Feedback. I thought that was really quite good. Another one is the BCIT Instructional Assessment Online. There's also quite a few other references that I've provided of other things that I looked at. And of course, Creative Commons, as always. So this is Michael, PIDP 3260, over and out.